Hinge cutting has become an extremely popular land management tool in recent years. It can be used to enhance bedding areas, to create trails to direct deer to go the specific areas you want them to go. It could help enhance your native browse through stump sprouts and bringing quality food down to where deer can get it. And it can also hide your movements to and from your tree stands. As you can tell, based on those reasons and a few others, hinge cutting can be very beneficial to your property, but it is very easily overused. Once you cut that tree, that's it. So before you go hacking away at everything you see, let's go over a few things. And first things first, safety. A lightweight chainsaw with a sharp blade is essential for quickly and safely cutting through trees. A quality handsaw is also great for those smaller diameter trees or anybody that's just not comfortable with using the power of a chainsaw. You'll also need leather gloves and safety glasses. Chaps and a hard hat are also a good idea just in case something does happen. And if you do this enough, something will happen. So wear your damn safety equipment. Now the second thing to consider is, what trees do you cut? Now hinge cutting, contrary to what you might hear, does not mean cutting every tree in any given area. There are some things you have to consider before you just start hacking away at every tree you find. While doing research for this video, I read something that kind of stuck with me. And it said that if you can't identify the species of tree you're cutting, you could be doing damage to your property. So if you are interested or think you might be interested in ever having your property logged for income, you need to think about future timber value. It would be very disappointing to find out that just a couple years ago you cut down a very nice black walnut or maple tree that could be worth a lot of money. And even if you're not interested in merchantable timber or ever having your property logged, you still need to know what it is you're cutting. Now, if your primary goal is to increase nutrition or natural browse for deer, you need to be cutting trees that produce browse, and you need to be leaving the trees that produce mast. So how do you cut a tree so it falls where you want it to? Now, I've read a few articles where they recommend the angled back cut, and that is not how you want to cut a tree. Now, I'm not trying to cause any drama when I'm talking about this, and maybe I shouldn't even say who wrote the article that I'm talking about, Mossy Oak. But that's not even a cut that OSHA recommends. You never want to do an angled back cut. The only type of cut you want to use when you're hinge cutting trees is a flat cut. And you want to aim for about 2/3, maybe 3/4. You want to leave 1/3 or 1/4 of the tree there intact so it has enough holding power to guide the tree where you want it to go. You cut too much more of that and you risk having the tree go in different directions. There's not enough there to guide it. And the more of the tree you leave, the more likelihood that some stump sprouts, depending on the species, will grow from that. Now, if you're cutting to increase browse or restrict deer movement or create a barrier to your movement, you want to cut at a maximum of waist high. If you are trying to enhance a bedding area, you want to cut chest to shoulder height. It needs to be high enough that deer can walk underneath it without having to crouch down too far. They're just not going to utilize it if it becomes a pain in the ass for them to get through it. So that is the very basics to hinge cutting. I tried to focus on the benefits to deer, but hinge cutting can be a very beneficial tool to other forms of wildlife. Used effectively and safely, it can be an incredible tool that can drastically change the way you hunt on your property. If you'd like for me to do a video on, the specifics for hinge cutting to create bedding areas or maybe edge feathering, let me know in the comments down below. There are also some very great articles over on the Quality Deer Management Association's website, and the guys over at Seymour Bucks, I believe it's SeymourBucks.com, they specialize in hinge cutting, and they have a YouTube channel, so you check them out as well. So if you like this video, let me know by hitting that like button, and if you like what I'm trying to do here, hit that subscribe button. And as always, outdoor ladies and gentlemen, stay informed.